What's up, YouTube? It's Kenny again. Wanted to make a video today about a stock that I've been looking at and a sector that I've been looking at as I begin to look for more profitable companies that are more stable and not so speculative. Somebody had mentioned that they would like to see me in some 5G type companies, and so this is a 5G stock. It's been on the list of things that I've been looking at, but it's probably not really what you might expect in the 5G space, okay? Some of you may. Before we get started, I just want to say I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a truck driver driving across the country, researching and trading stocks, and I will not be held responsible for any moves you make in the stock market. Not ever. I'm not your mama. Do your own research, okay? If you like the channel, hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave me a comment below and tell me what you think about this stock. And, if you want to support the channel, we have a Patreon. It's down in the description below. Consider joining that to support the channel, or just continue to watch the videos. No pressure. You're not going to get anything special for the Patreon. Just if you love the channel and the videos, support the channel. All right. So when I think about 5G, I hear a lot of people talk about chips and a lot of different things that could relate to 5G. Okay, but in this time period right now, I'm thinking about companies that are not pre-revenue, companies that are profitable, companies that show potential for good growth, but at the same time are not new companies and are not heavily reliant like some of these companies on a single source. Okay, so I'm looking at the providers. Okay, and the three main providers in this space are AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. All right. So when I look at these three companies, AT&T seems like a purely dividend company. I used to be invested in AT&T. The stock price just doesn't move. Okay, the stock price just stays at $30 no matter what happens. Okay. But they pay a big old 7% dividend. Then you've got Verizon. They move somewhat the stock price, and they pay about a 4% dividend. So then you have T-Mobile. They don't pay a dividend. The stock price moves pretty well for T-Mobile. So when you do this, you have to kind of weigh a lot of different metrics to see which one is really the better one, One of the things that I like to look at is that when you talk about AT&T, okay, they're paying their 7% dividend, okay? So they're giving that money directly to the shareholders. So you're pretty much guaranteed you're going to make that 7%, all right? But the problem with that is that they're not dumping that money back into the company, back into the infrastructure, etc., back into innovating. And kind of the same thing holds true with Verizon. They pay that dividend, so that dividend goes out directly to the shareholders instead of going back into the company to invest back into innovation, to infrastructure, etc. T-Mobile does not pay a dividend, so they have the ability to invest that money instead in the company and try to create shareholder value that way. I like this. Now, when you look at the networks themselves and the companies themselves, T-Mobile has the largest 5G network available in the country, okay? They're 4 times more coverage than than Verizon. That means something, okay, when we're talking about 5G. I use T-Mobile, and I've been a T-Mobile customer for many years, okay? And I just pretty recently got my first 5G phone. And I can tell you that from driving all across the country, I get 5G almost everywhere I go. Every once in a while it'll drop down to a 4G signal, but usually not for long. And before, when I was on the 4G, my top speeds I was getting, my top internet speeds I was getting were like 30 megabits per second or whatever it is download, and in the 15s up. Okay, now with the 5G, like, guys, some spots, I was in a spot the other day, I was getting like 180 download and like 60 or something. I can't remember what it was. It was 60 or something upload. Guys, that is fast. And people, you know, when I watched 5G in the videos and stuff in the past, I see people say that the I think it's the higher band, the lower band frequencies are a lot faster, and the I can't remember if it's higher or lower. Whichever band T-Mobile is using is not as fast. But the thing is that the band that T-Mobile is using penetrates. It penetrates buildings and stuff like that, whereas these other bands, like just a telephone pole or a tree, can block it. So when we think about 5G and we think about like covering the whole country with these little antennas to be able to use it, T-Mobile's doesn't have to do that. And sure, you're not going to get the lightning speeds that they're talking about. But guys, over 100 mobile download speeds is fast, okay? And another thing that I like about T-Mobile is that they just recently announced, and I've known this was coming for a long time, okay? They've recently announced that they're moving into home internet service. And when we talk about home internet service, I'm not talking about like what you get with Comcast, where it's through the wires, okay? I'm talking about wireless internet in your home. And I think that this is going to be the next big thing, okay? I see this as a phenomenal growth opportunity for T-Mobile. It's just recently been released. And I think that some, you know, judging from the stock price and what the stock has done since then, I don't really think that it's been priced in. I don't really think that people have taken notice of actually how big this could be. Because not only do they have a bigger network, but and that allows them to compete with AT&T and Verizon. But now when they release this home network, which I'm not sure if they've already actually released it or not, they're going to actually also be able to try to capture market share from Comcast and these companies that provide home internet. And the further they build out their 5G, the more like people are going to be able to get fast internet who currently cannot get fast internet because they live in rural areas and stuff like that. So I really think that this home internet service could be something really big for T-Mobile, and could be something that really could propel the stock price over the next year or so. And I think it's something to watch out for. And I think you guys should look into T-Mobile. There were a couple of videos in particular that I watched that were really strong comparisons between the three. So maybe look at comparisons between the three. If you just like straight dividend stocks, then maybe one of the other two is for you. You know what I mean? But if you're looking at just who is the leader in 5G right now, who has the largest network, the most coverage, etc., it's T-Mobile. And, you know, with them releasing this home system, guys, if that catches on, and I have a feeling that it will begin to catch on, like, that's going to be a big deal for this stock, in my opinion. I could see 5 to 10 years from now, even sooner, I could see internet, home internet, moving to this wireless-based 5G system. I mean, it's what we're all thinking. Everything's moving toward this 5G system. And so it's only natural that things would eventually progress to become wireless rather than like Comcast and all these cable companies and stuff who provide services for home systems now. So T-Mobile has got the jump on this. They are jumping it off. Like, they are the ones that are set to move into this home market, and they're the ones, like, according to the CEO, like, they can cover like 30 or 40% of Americans with this home service right now. And with me driving across the country using T-Mobile and seeing the speeds that I'm getting, I don't doubt that, all right? I mean, I'm getting some phenomenal speeds. I mean, you guys see I'm able to live stream and all this stuff from my phone that before I had this 5G phone, I had a really hard time trying to find areas where I had enough speed to do that. But now that I'm on this T-Mobile's 5G network, like there's a lot of places that have the internet speeds necessary to live stream and stuff like that straight from my mobile device. It's the stock, okay? Now I have not yet made a position in the stock, and I don't know when I might, but I think it probably will be soon that I will start that T-Mobile. It's on the short list, okay, of stocks that I've been looking at over this last couple of weeks. T-Mobile is on the short list, and I think that I have decided for it to be one of my stocks that I'm going to start investing in moving forward. So consider taking a look at it, look deeply into it, consider the ramifications of them moving into the home internet space, and do your own research. I'm not your mama, all right? Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your support. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about T-Mobile as an investment, and join the fucking Patreon.